Hey there everybody, getting ready to do a bunch of more 33 days with the Morrigan videos here at work while I have some time to myself, which may not be that much time, but I'll do as many as I can. And then I have some really awesome how-to videos that I want to do, some incenses and a bath soak and just a couple of other things that I really want to do and show you how I use it in my practice, but I just haven't had the time. Actually, here's what the real problem is. People won't leave me alone. My husband, my kids, my family, my work, my derby team, my friends, everybody wants something from me right now, and I don't want to do all of it. I want to sit around and do witchcrafty things and crafty things and be out in my garden and be in the yard, take a walk. But it's hard to do right now when there's so many people depending on you for various things. So that brings me to what I want to talk about today. I mentioned it in my intro video to the 33 Days with the Morrigan, that I want to start saying no more. I got the actual idea. Well, I've always had the idea because I literally do so much for so many people that kind of makes my head spin a little bit sometimes. And I'm doing it because I want to do it. No one's forcing me to do anything, of course, but I have a hard time saying no. And I want to be able to do that, if not just so those people can maybe do this stuff themselves one day, but for self-care kind of reasons, so I can do what I want to do. If I want to sit down and sew something, I want to be able to do it without someone getting in my, getting all up in my business because I'm not spending an adequate amount of time on or with them. So I did actually watch a video, I believe it was Joanna DeVoe, Kick-Ass Witch, and she talked about turning 40 and how it was the best age to turn because you can literally just stop giving a shit, stop giving a fuck, just say no to people and be who you are for the reasons that you are. And what Joey Morris always says, be the youest you can be, kind of guides me in that, that I want to not be selfish, but take the time that I need and want to do the witchy things or even the laying around things that I want to do. So part of my 33 days with the Morrigan is trying to teach myself and learn to say no. I'll say this, I've done it once pretty recently. My roller derby team has hooked up with a domestic violence group who helps fund legal action and find housing, clothes, all this stuff. Well, they're doing this event that we said we'd help with. So I've coordinated the last 4 events with this organization and my team. So I had to hand it off to somebody else, this next one that's coming up in July. And luckily, someone competent kind of like hand raised and said, I'll handle it, I'll do it, give me the contact information, give me what we need. So I said no, and it felt good. And you know what? I did it so I could focus on another event that I'm planning for work, the biggest event of the year for me. So I am immediately have a little bit more brain space to work on my work event, which actually benefits me financially. I will attend the charity event for the domestic violence group, but I will not be organizing it. No one's going to come to me and say, what do I do with this? Where does this go? And that's definitely cool with me. Another thing that I did recently that was a saying no kind of thing, my family goes on a beach vacation every year. And I'm not talking about just my husband and my kids and I. My sisters, their husbands, their kids, my parents, or my mom, and a couple of uncles, sometimes cousins come. It just depends. And we all try to stay on the same, within the same kind of like mile radius, beach houses or whatever. And usually I let my sister stay with me and my husband and kids if her husband doesn't come. And because, you know, the houses, they never make one that's like a single family home. There's always, you know, multiple bunk beds and couches that pull out and room for air mattresses and stuff like that. So there's plenty of room for plenty of people. So my sister came to me, hat in hand, like, well, I didn't have enough time to find a place close, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I said no, that I had already asked one of my friends to come with her family and that they were coming. And I said no, that I asked her back in January. It is now June. The trip is in August. And I felt bad for her because she cried, but she said she understood and she'd figure something out. Well, you know what? Nobody wants to stay with her husband. He is a jerk. Now, hey, now mine is not a peach to everyone, and I get that. But her husband is mean to her. And I don't mean as in laughing when she falls. I mean, let's just go ahead and say what it is. I think he's abusive to her. She'll never say it. I've never seen marks, but I really do. The way she acts, the way she talks, it's kind of classic behavior. And so I said, no, I'm not going to support him coming down there and putting a lot of pressure on her to hang around him when it's our family vacation. They're also going on just a 4 of them vacation. So are we. So is my other sister. I mean, granted, they're just like long weekends here and there, or whatever. They're not some kind of serious week-long thing like we do. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend my time at the beach with my family tiptoeing around his ass. And not saying the wrong thing because he's super sensitive. Well, guess what? I don't care. So I said no twice, you know, since I've started this whole 33 days with the Morrigan, and that was one of the things I wanted to do. So I've done it twice. Let's make it around all 3. Who knows? I don't know what I'm going to do next. What am I going to say no to? Oh, recently, my husband and my son's birthdays earlier this month fell on roller derby practice nights, and I stayed home with them. I did not go to practice, and normally I would just breeze through the dinner and the cake and then jaunt on off to practice even if I was a few minutes late. But no, I stayed. We watched movies or TV or went outside or grilled outside. I think we grilled outside on my husband's birthday. So yeah, we did cool stuff, and I stayed home and I feel fine about it, and I'm okay with it. So I am happy to be saying no more often. Obviously, I really can't say no at work because my job is my job. But if someone asks me to do their job, I will tell them how to do it on their own. But I'm not going to do it for them like I have in the past. Saying no, taking time for yourself with your family, or taking time for yourself, period. Like my mom wants me to go somewhere that's like an hour and a half away to some flower lavender festival or something like that, and I said, go ahead, bring me some seeds, you know, or something. I'll put them in the greenhouse for next year. But I don't want to do all that driving. I don't want to drag the boys to a flower place when they don't want to be there. I don't want to have them hooked up to iPads all day just because they're bored to death. I don't want to do it. I want to sit at home. I want to make videos. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So just say no, you know, if you want to, or whatever.